Thank you for joining me on this special video broadcast. My name is Oladipupo Clement. So on this video, I want to share with you on how to become a real entrepreneur. We recently had a video series on marks of real entrepreneurs, and the feedback has been quite phenomenal. I've had people reach out to me personally, and say, my God, that was very bad. That hit me in a strange way, and all of that. So I want to share with you on how to become real entrepreneurs, and hopefully I should be able to wrap this up in 2 sessions. So let's see how far we go. The first principal concept I like to share on becoming a real entrepreneur: know fully well that this is what gives functionality to your enterprise. This is what determines how far your business will fly, how far your business will soar, right? Is this so-called subject matter. And so if you are a paid employee, I want you to take this very, very, very close to your heart, because there's no better way you can develop and become a CEO yourself than by developing these attributes. Even if you are not the owner of the business, what it takes to run a business like that are the same attributes. So let's take a cursory look at a few of them. Number 1 is find the opportunity to serve under a real entrepreneur. Find the opportunity to serve under a real entrepreneur. Now, listen to me carefully. Many organizations, especially very corporate establishments, you are just a part of a big machine, and so you only know in part, you don't know in totality. And so when you work in such a big machine, you know very, very little, and you are confined to just a set of skills. But if you work under a real entrepreneur, you will also contract and contact his spirit. And then you see his passion. You will also see how to juggle several things together, right? And you will be able to earn and accumulate a lot of skills, doing so, or working under or serving under a real entrepreneur. Now, note my words. It's either you already have that opportunity of being paid for working in such an organization, or you have the opportunity to go volunteer, right? There are people I know who found their way to the top in an organization just by first starting out as volunteers, and today they are shareholders in those companies, right? I recall a very dear friend in the real estate industry in Nigeria, in Africa, right, shared how that a lot of people didn't even know while he was working in a particular organization. He was literally running everything on behalf of the CEO, and nobody knew. For 7 years, he was, running 2 branches, running the headquarters and running the branch, together on behalf of his boss. And that prepared him adequately. He said by the time he decided to launch into his business, he was not scared. The death of fear was certain. The death of fear was certain because he knew the ropes. Nobody can bobo him, like we used to say in Africa, okay? Nobody could come and bamboozle him or threaten him with, I will not do this job again. He knew the end to end because he had a hands-on experience. So find the opportunity to serve under a real entrepreneur. This is one way to become an entrepreneur. He that works with the wise will be wise. He that works with entrepreneurs will become entrepreneurs, right? You will see the way they think. The way we think is entirely different from the way a regular employee thinks, right? So one is thinking of guarantees, assurances. The other one is thinking of how can we create guarantees for others? How can we create assurances for others? That's the way, 2 different thought patterns, right? So this is very, very, very important. Number 2, focus on learning and not just earning, right? For those who care to listen, right? What you learn impact on what you earn. Sometimes when people reach out to me, how can I increase my income? The first thing I ask them is, what's the highest income you've ever earned? The highest income you've ever earned is a reflection of how much you have learned. It's already a definition of how far you have gone in your knowledge bank. So in order to improve on your earnings, you have to certainly increase your learning. And this is so critical. So you want to tap into the wisdom, the spirit, and the mind of real entrepreneurs, especially if you have opportunity to intern or volunteer with them. If you have an opportunity to work closely with entrepreneurs, if you truly serve, all right, if you truly serve with the whole of your heart, there are things you will know that you will not know by any other means. I can tell you that for free. So focus on what makes them. Focus on the brain behind the success everybody is celebrating out there, right? Most people who are executive assistants, who are personal assistants to CEOs, to presidents of organizations and nations and all of that, or governors, you have an opportunity to interact with the way they think. It's a huge opportunity. Even being a driver of a governor, of a president, of a CEO, right, opens you up to this level of wisdom. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't treasure this. They only treasure their take home. And that is the missing link for a lot of people. All right. Real entrepreneurs often pay the least, but they offer you the greatest learning experience if you maintain the right and teachable attitude. And so this is one thing that I would want you to consider, right? If you want to develop and you want to become a real entrepreneur. I know fully well not everybody is going to start a business. But listen to me, the marketplace is no longer looking for employees. The market is looking for entrepreneurs, people who collaborate. They are not the founders of the vision. They are not the founders of those businesses, but they are looking to collaborate with the founders of those businesses to grow it to the next level, right? And so if you really, really want to function, even as a salary earner these days, you still need to be an entrepreneur. You have to think as the owner of the business. And this is pretty much how this runs, all right? It is this attitude that ultimately unleashes your entrepreneurial genius. Others may only pay you well enough to tie you down, but real entrepreneurs will open you to a world of possibilities you will never find by another means. Some organizations, you just go there, serve for 3 months, 6 months, some organizations 1 year. And, especially if you are a fresh graduate. Now, for parents who are listening to this, one of the recommendations I've given time and again is that, see, when you are raising your children, many of us, you invested a fortune in order to get your children to go to the best of schools, to earn a certificate. And sometimes after that 4 years or 5 years in university, they go for 1 year youth service, all right? After that 1 year youth service, the next expectation is that they should get a job. Now, listen to me carefully. Getting that job, one of the things I would recommend is let them go serve somewhere, at least for 1 year. I personally don't see the much value that people derive from the youth service. It's not being fully utilized because it's not deploying the gift and talents of the so-called graduates in the best form, right? I personally think that if you deploy them in the areas of their gifts, if you redeploy people not to schools, not to classrooms, all right? Except classroom is their area of passion or their area of calling or their area of discipline, then we are still on point. But my recommendation, all right, for parents is to dedicate the same way you've invested. Invest 1 year again. Let them go and learn somewhere else. I had a very, very interesting story of one of the middle level banks, regional banks in Nigeria, how that the founder of that business early on in the life of his first son or so, he sent the guy to go work, in other banks just so that he can understand how things work. And today, that same young man then is the one heading their own bank today, all right? And so you want to expose your children to high-level information, high-level knowledge. There are things you will never learn in classroom. Listen to me carefully, and I say it all the time. 24-hour classroom training can never in any way compare with 1 hour field training. So this is my recommendation. I hope you find this useful. So feel free to like, comment, share this video with as many people within your network that need to watch it. And do not fail to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that each time we drop new video content, you'll be the first to get notification. I see you in the next video. Bye for now.